We're back, episode 5.
Yay.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe we're 5 episodes
I know.
deep.
Every time I sit on this chair and the lights and everything are on, I'm like, this is real. Oh
I
my
know,
gosh.
it's
It
still
still
so
hasn't
new.
kicked in yet. I feel like it's still like fresh.
Like Kavari vlog seems so long ago, like a
I know.
lifetime ago.
If it
So-
does feel like so long ago.
Lifetime ago. Like literally it didn't happen.
Anytime I see stuff from back then, I'm like, wow.
I
Like,
know.
this was my life. Like, it's such a surreal feeling.
I feel like I'm watching a different person. I'm
I
not
know,
watching myself.
I know. I feel like we've
makes
grown
sense.
so much since then.
I know so much.
Do you sometimes wish you could take your brain from now and put it in like other points in your life back
I
then?
would take over the world.
I
sister.
know. I know.
Like, yeah.
I'm like, I wish I knew then what I knew now.
I know, just being more on it, and
Yeah.
just my organization is different.
Yes.
And just knowing what to look out for. And,
yeah.
you know, I just think back to so many times, just my naiveness.
Yeah.
Getting
Me
taken
too.
advantage of.
Oh my God, you guys, I used to be so naive.
I know.
You could tell me the sky is pink. I would be like, oh, you know what? Maybe if you like squint your eye, it is pink. Like,
You know, and for me, just being a homeowner so young, I really feel like I got the
know.
runaround for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me I'm going to get a quote. You're going to quote a 20-year-old on her house. Like, obviously, they're going to upcharge me. I always
Yeah.
think about how much I got upcharged.
yeah.
In the
and I would
past.
always try to tell you that.
I know, but it's like, who do we have to compare it to?
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
I would always tell you that's wrong.
I know, but I'd be
you
like, then
take
what's
it a lot.
right? I'd be like, then
Yeah.
what's right? And you're like, I don't know, but I know it's wrong. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. It's the blind leading the blind. Like,
It's like you were like blind. I was medium blind. We needed somebody fully.
right. Do you know what I want to talk about?
Hmm.
I was thinking, we love our mama,
Yes.
but we didn't really grow up with a mom who was into beauty. And I
Yeah.
feel like every girl I talk to, when they talk about how they got into beauty, is always like, I watched my mom be into like skincare and makeup and all
Yes.
that.
I agree. But however, for you guys that don't know, so when I was growing up, we lived in Romania. I moved here when I was 8 years old, and mama was a stay-at-home mom at that time. And I watched my mom, you know, mama would get her hair done. She would go get her weekly, you know, waxes, makeup, all of that. And then when we moved here,
Yeah.
she, you know, had to work full time, and not necessarily by choice. We were just in a new country, and, you know, they had to make ends meet and get used to everything here. So for that reason, mama worked so hard, and, you know, the beauty stuff went on the back burner. But unfortunately, you were so young. Naz was 3 years old when we moved to America. Two. You were 2 years
Freshly
old.
2.
So you don't have a memory. Unfortunately, I feel so bad that you don't have the memory
know.
of mama, like, you know, being at home and really taking on beauty and stuff. But I have that memory of her. And seeing the two has really instilled, I feel like, my viewpoints on life, to be
Yeah.
honest. And that's why a lot of times I think the way that I think, because I saw a woman, you know, my own mom, how she was being stay at home and how she was being working, and also how it affected me as her daughter.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I have such strong viewpoints when it comes to that, because I saw it.
Yeah.
But also, you know, growing up, when you are, you know, in your preteen years, I was already in America, you know, doing the teenage years. And I feel like that's when you need your mom the most, is
Yeah.
when you're hitting that puberty and your body is changing and everything is just changing. So I can see that.
Yeah.
You know?
And we didn't really get any of that. You know what I mean? Like,
I
it was
mean,
pretty
mama
much-
would help us, but it's like she was, you know, unfortunately always working.
Remember how mad they got the first time we like did our eyebrows?
Oh my God.
That's the thing I hate about our culture. They treat hair removal like it's only for grown women.
Especially eyebrows. So apparently a woman in our culture, like back in the day, can only do her eyebrows when she's getting married or when she's married. Like that just signifies that you're, you know, married. And to be honest, I got picked on in school when I wasn't doing my eyebrows. I was in middle school, and a lot of, you know, I mean, my eyebrows were always thick. I have thick eyebrows, but like, I don't know, girls were just getting their brows done so early, and I was picked on a lot because my brows were naturally thicker. And for my school picture, I did my own brows. Like
That's
I
the
just went in and
thing.
plucked them, and I plucked them so thin, you guys. Oh my gosh. And then so we went to picture day, and I mean, our brother pointed it out.
He's so annoying.
Our brother, he wasn't even trying to be like malicious or anything. My brother notices
Yeah, he
everything, every little detail. Like even if I do my hair different that day, he'll notice. Like my brother is just very detail oriented. And I think my mama was just too busy to notice. Yeah. And it was like school picture day and he noticed it. And then mama got really upset.
I know, like our parents got so mad and it just kills me. Again, being like a foreign girl growing up here.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to swim team practice with my legs looking like a woolly mammoth. Like that's not fair. Honestly, like I would even argue that's low-key traumatizing to the child. And I hate
they
that.
were okay with body hair removal.
My
they
mom
didn't
was
let
like,
you?
mom was like, shave below the knee. She waxed me for the longest time. She's like, you can wax but not shave.
Because they didn't want it to grow back thicker.
I know, but it's just like, I get where they're coming from. But as a parent myself, like, come on. Like my arms were so hairy. And it's like traumatizing. I don't see what I learned from it other than the fact that people can be cruel.
Yeah.
I don't see how removing body hair makes you a woman.
No,
like,
it wasn't, I don't know. I mean, for me,
it's like
they
you're being
let
fast. Like you're being fast.
Yeah.
That's what
for me, they let me remove body hair, but eyebrows, it was just a big no-no, I guess, because I kept wanting to get my eyebrows done, which I wish he would have taken me to like a actual brow place, Like I just kind of took it on myself and I made them way, 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 way too thin.
That's the thing. It's like if you keep saying no to your children, they're going to go do it behind your
anyways,
back or do it like not the right way. Like wouldn't you rather guide your child?
And guys, kids can be mean.
Kids
can be mean
fair.
in school and you don't want your kid being picked on.
Right. I get building character and like to stand up for yourself. But if you yourself don't like it, how are you supposed to be like strong? And
I mean, I can assure you both of us did not like body hair. Like regardless of if we were getting picked on or not.
That's what I'm saying. Like I remember I started getting laser at 11.
I know.
We started getting laser young.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole eyebrow thing, I'm like, look guys, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, like mama has never let me dye my hair.
Same.
Ever. And now growing up, I'm like, thank you for that because I have really, really healthy hair. But yeah, we were not allowed to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I wasn't even allowed to wear makeup to school.
I mean, I would just do it. The difference between me and Yasmin, guys, is Yasmin takes no as an answer. I don't.
I would take my makeup on the bus and I would do it on the bus, you guys.
And they weren't home after school because they were working.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to get into that deeper in another episode.
Yeah.
And I know I say that like, well, I will just do whatever I want. I fully am aware that we grew up like with two different
Completely
sets of
different,
parents.
yeah.
So I do acknowledge that. It's not like, well, you should have just done it anyway.
Honestly, I feel like for me, I like to avoid drama to the best of my ability. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with like mama's wrath. Like I'm just going to do it anyway,
I feel like I learned a lot of beauty from you having an older sister. But who did you learn from?
Myself.
Just like magazines.
Yeah.
You loved your magazines.
I did.
Yasmin's wall was just covered in posters from magazines like J14.
So
Cosmo.
like I didn't drive at that time. I was too young and there was a Kroger like up the street from our house. And that was like my thing. Like I would walk to Kroger. I would get like little magazines and I would like walk back.
Yeah. I remember I would play in your makeup. Usually girls like playing their mom's makeup.
Yeah.
Like I played in your makeup.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And then I got into it very young just from having acne. I just wanted to cover it.
Yeah.
So honestly, I wish I could go back in time. Like I know acne is hormonal and stuff, but I feel like a lot of my acne was caused by using all these random products. Like, and these over-the-counter products, like pink grapefruit, like, I don't know. Like,
you know what it is,
whatever.
right? They're trying to get you to keep buying it. So like it won't, like it'll make your skin good enough, but like enough for you to want to repurchase and repurchase.
Long-term.
Yes.
Like long-term, it's like there's nothing getting out of it.
Yeah.
But what would you say is some of your must-have, most important beauty tips? If like someone else needs some guidance with it.
For
like what's
skincare?
Just for anything in general, like what's like non-negotiables in your beauty routine?
I feel like for me, I've really emphasized on my skincare because I feel like your makeup can look better if your skin is better, if you have an amazing canvas. And no joke, you guys, I started using castor oil on my skin and I feel like it's done wonders for me.
So scared.
I was terrified.
My whole face would get hairy.
No, that's what I thought too. Because I'm like, people put castor oil on their brows, lashes, which I did, but I don't know. Like I saw a couple TikToks of this girl like raving about just literal organic castor oil. And I'm just like, for a long time, I'm like, no, should I patch test? Should I just do like a little bit of my skin? And honestly, I really love it, especially for the under eyes, like putting it in the under eyes. I like that. It's a new thing. Use it at your own like discretion if you guys are going to try. But I love it. Yeah. So I've been really like into skincare and keeping it as basic as possible.
Right.
I don't use like 85 different products, you know, because I feel like that sometimes like kills the skin barrier.
And just trying all these new things. It's hard with our job because you get stuff in PR and you're like, oh, like, let me try it out.
I'll try things out, but like skincare, I'm very hesitant.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of my friends that have just like that great skin, they keep the same products. Like even they don't stray to try new things, you know?
Yeah.
I think for me, beauty wise, I think the castor oil is a great tip, even for like eyelashes and stuff. I haven't really used it. I should look into it.
It actually really works for lashes and brows and hair, which I don't understand how this works because I thought if I put castor oil on my face, it's gonna make it grow.
Right. And we have hair on our face.
I mean, I did.
I know that's actually one of my must-haves for beauty.
Yeah,
is dermaplaning my face, but specifically doing it myself.
Really,
I don't know what it is, but when I get it professionally done, a few times I have, it caused a lot of like texture and bumps.
You know what it is? I noticed they use lotion. I don't understand why they use lotion while they dermaplane.
Really? I don't think mine use lotion. I think because they're using a scalpel, it just went so deep that they removed maybe like my freaking barrier. Like I don't even know. But when I use just like a Tinkle's eyebrow razor, it doesn't break me out. And again, my makeup applies so smooth to my face.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely skincare. I think for me, I mean, we all know the cliche ones, drink your water.
Yeah.
But I think specifically there's like some rules with water that people don't know. At our house, we have a spring water dispenser. Like we only drink spring water in our house. It's way different than filtered or purified water. So like the spring water still has all those minerals that your body needs, because turns out if you drink too much water without any like minerals, salt, you can put Himalayan pink salt into your water or whatever, electrolytes, it's actually doing more harm than good.
Yeah, because you're flushing out like vitamins and like all of those good things in your body. You're just flushing it out.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like depleting your body.
Overconsumption of water is bad too.
Right.
You know? I feel like if you're doing something too much, it always turns bad. Like really with anything.
Yeah.
Too little is bad and too much is bad too.
Know,
you have to find a good medium.
Bro, being a human is exhausting.
I know.
Even if something is good for you, let's say like we see a video, like milk is good for you. You're going to go online and you can find 100 things going against that fact. Literally for anything in life.
Yes.
Whether it's like, what do we even eat anymore? Air?
Right, I know.
Let's just eat air.
And I feel like mama always brings this up to me. Like she'll see something that she found on her Instagram, like, oh my God, like eggs is really bad, or eggs is really good, or milk is really bad, or it's like cheese is bad. Cheese is not bad. It's like, oh my God. The way I move about life is I see how it reacts in my body. Right. I don't even listen. I don't listen to what anything has to say. I just eat it. Did it react well? Did it not react well? Okay.
Right.
Because you know, like a lot of people don't like dairy or are against dairy, especially the way that dairy is made in America. Yeah. But I don't think dairy itself is bad. Right. I actually think it's really good. It's just the way that it's made here.
I love dairy. Like good quality, high quality dairy. It does not affect me poorly. I'd rather have that than oat milk.
Almond milk full of seed oils.
Yeah, like that hurts my stomach.
Right. And people drink almond milk thinking it's better, but you're comparing one bad to another bad.
I know.
Like, just choose your bad at this point, you know? Like, don't think you're doing something holy by drinking almond milk or oat milk or soy milk. Right. Those are all filled with fillers and seed oils and all BS, unless you get a good quality one without all of that. I make my own. She makes her own, which is really good.
Literally just nuts, water, and a little bit of vanilla extract. So
I don't think I've tried almond milk.
I'll start selling it.
Yes,
but my sis said almond milk.
Oh
with
my gosh.
Pink cap.
Yes. And we should make one chocolate flavor with cocoa powder. Of course. Yes, you guys knew what my sis said. Milk coming out soon.
So yeah, I think again with beauty, it's not one size fits all. I think that's one of the beauties of a lot of people are like, I look better in my 30s than my 20s. And I think it's because they figure out what works for them, like their proportions or the hair color that looks best on them or the workout routine that works best for them. It's a learning process. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. Like, for example, guys, like I don't like dermaplaning and Naz loves it. Like that's just one example, you know, it's just really trial and error at the end of the day. And what might work for you will not work for another person. And what another person does will not work for you. So it's really all trial and error.
Right. It also doesn't make you a liar either.
Yeah.
That's one thing I hate about social media. Let's say I recommend like a certain shampoo.
Yeah.
And then a girl DMs me like, you liar. This
like
didn't work.
8 years ago, you said you like this shampoo.
That's literally
like
12 years ago, you were using this shampoo. Now you're using this one instead. I'm like, am I not allowed to?
Because you know what it is? I noticed also like hair changes, skin changes. Like I feel like my hair is different than like 4 years ago.
Right.
You know, like now I like new things because my hair changed a little bit.
Or you're
know?
in different areas. Like the
different
water is different.
Oh, for sure.
Weather.
I have to change certain things when I come from Miami to LA.
Yeah, it's so dry here.
Like LA is so dry and Miami is so humid. So for that reason, when I come to LA, I need like extra moisturizer. I need like all of these different things. Whereas in Miami, like the world is your moisturizer. It's so humid there.
Well, see, with me having curly hair, I hate going to Miami because my blowouts, like this hair
blowouts don't last in Miami, you guys.
I would just wear my hair curly or like in a bun.
Yeah.
I have no choice.
It's so sad.
Remember I got a blowout that morning and then we went out at night and my hair was literally curly?
Yeah.
I was shocked. That's never happened to me here.
Miami is really bad in the summer, like very, very bad. But like during the winter, fall, you can get by with a blowout.
Yeah.
For a few days. But like other than that, I don't know.
You know, I think another big thing people always ask us about is like finding your passion in life. Mm-hmm. And honestly, this question is really hard for me to answer. I don't feel like I don't have the tools in my toolbox to answer this question properly for somebody because I'm just such a rare case. Yeah. And I acknowledge I'm such a rare case. Yeah. How many people can say they've started their career at 13 years old? Yeah. That's not normal. Yeah. So it's really hard for me to answer. I mean, I've been doing what I've been doing and I genuinely love it. So I feel like I hit the lottery. Yeah. But I think it's really interesting. As you've mentioned, you went to college, you took the traditional route. And it'd be great to give your advice to people on how you took that first step and went against what society was telling you to do and everybody, your peers were telling you to do and your parents. Yeah. It takes a lot of confidence and it takes a lot of balls, honestly. Yeah. So do you have any advice for that?
I mean, for the majority of my life, it was just whatever, you know, the mama and baba wanted or what our culture really says is the right way to go about things. In Western culture, they're just encouraged to get a degree and they don't know what they're doing with it. Like some of the students that I was going to class with, like the elective classes, they were in international relations, like sociology, things like that. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, what are you going to do with that? And they're like, I don't really know. So it's like a lot of people were just getting degrees just to get degrees. And I was just kind of stuck there, like, what do I choose? So I did go the medical route because my strong suit was always math and science. So I loved learning about it, but none of those careers really hit. Yeah. You know?
I also just think it's so insane. Now that I'm 25, I think back to being 18. 18 is a child.
I know.
Like, how are we expecting 18-year-olds to pick their major that's going to determine like the rest of their life?
Yeah.
And it's so taboo to take a gap year.
Yeah.
When I really do think like it should be.
I feel like it's taboo to take a gap year because a lot of people just don't go back. Once you get the taste of like no school, I feel like a lot of people just don't go back.
But to spend thousands of dollars on a degree that you're not even sure about?
Yeah. And a lot of times when you do go to the counselors, they're like, oh, the first 2 years don't really matter. Just experiment and take whatever class that you want. But here's the thing, the classes don't really relate to the job that you have. Yeah. Like I loved learning about science. I was great at math, but did I like the physical job of going to the pharmacy every day? Probably not, you know? Yeah. Not saying that pharmacy is a bad career. It's a great career if that's what you love, but it just wasn't for me. So a lot of times you love the education portion of it, but will you physically love the job that you have to do every single day? You know, that's the problem. I feel like one of the main things that helps you find your passion is really, I stress alone time. I feel that for anyone, you have to be alone for some period of your life because you have to really get to know yourself and what you like. Because like in my case, I was making career decisions based off of what my family wanted from me. Or a lot of people, you know, make career decisions based off of what their friends are doing, what sounds cool to their friends. So you really don't know what's good and right for you. And I feel like being alone for a period of time and trying out new things, it helps you figure out your passion more. You don't think so?
No, I agree. I mean, it's just hard. If you think about it, I've never been alone in my life.
Yeah.
For a little bit, I guess when I moved out, but still, I feel like I was always with, like, I would go home and see you guys.
Yeah, but you did find your passion. You're blessed enough that your hobby, you could make a career out of it.
I feel like I don't know how to give advice on this topic. I really don't.
But here's the thing though, with today's time, like the beauty of today's time, you can turn your passions into your career. It wasn't like this 10 years ago. Guys, we live in the best time, honestly. Because back, like when I was growing up, there's no way, like if you liked...
Working from home was so rare.
Yeah, there was no one really working from home.
Yeah.
You know? Which is a struggle for me now. I find that when I do work from home, it's like really weird because I'm used to, you know, going to work, like going to an establishment or like going to school. Even when I would study in the library. Like to me, home was a place of peace, and then you go to work, then you go and do other things. But I feel like now it's just so meshed together, which honestly I don't really like
it either. That's why if you see, sometimes I get hotel rooms for the night just to have like a solid work day with no distractions, no nothing. It is hard to mix your place of relaxation with work.
Not only that, it's like if people are home or kids are home, they don't understand that you are working, you know? Even me being like an auntie, like traveling, I sometimes like ask Naz, I'm like, how do you work with all this commotion? Because I can't, you know?
Second nature at this point.
I need quiet space for me to like think, you know?
Y'all, I always tell Yasmin.
What?
I always tell her, and all of because I had a lot of friends over and, you know, they don't have kids and stuff. And I'm like, y'all, I totally understand everybody's life is stressful. I never downplay. I'm not the type of person to be like, well, you don't have kids, so you don't have stress in life. I hate that because we all like stress is subjective, whatever. But I'm like, just don't take for granted the fact that y'all get to come home to a quiet house.
I do.
And unwind.
I do.
And marinate in your thoughts and be in a peaceful bubble.
I know.
Because like I'll have like the worst day and then you go home and the house is a mess.
I know.
Kids don't want to go to bed.
I know.
Yelling, screaming, freaking, I don't know, like dirty diapers all down the hallway. Like it can at least just acknowledge the luxury of being able to just be.
I feel that it's
to just exist for a second.
I know. I feel that for you, it's a little bit, it works a little bit because you haven't had the taste of being alone. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, it's just, you can't even like fathom it.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like I feel like the worst is having alone time and having peace and then going into not having it is the worst.
But that's pretty much every woman who chooses to have kids later in life.
I know.
That's what Yasmin always says. She's like, I can't wait to have kids, but I also don't want to give up my peace.
I know. Sometimes I look at my peaceful little home and I'm like, I'm not ready to give you up. I'm just not. But like, I'm telling you, looking at my nieces and nephews, I'm like, I have so much love for them that I don't even know like how much love I'll have for my own kids. Like, it's just crazy for me to fathom. So I know they will be well worth it, but my God, like I really value even when Naz comes and visits me, she's like, Yasmin's peaceful home.
Literally, I'm like, let me go to my peaceful Miami bubble. I think too, when people think about their passions, it's like, well, just be yourself.
Yeah, that's the hardest
thing. Just be true to yourself. And it's like, how we're going to tell that to 18-year-olds to be themselves when they don't even know who they are? I don't even know who I am. Like,
it's because you haven't had alone time.
I know. So what do you want me to do? Throw my kids away and throw my husband away and be like, bye guys.
Okay, listen, if you have the choice, if you have the luxury of having the choice right now, take it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying be alone for like 25 years. I'm saying take some time to get to know yourself. Spend time with yourself. face yourself. A lot of people do not want to face themselves. They escape.
Yeah.
They constantly have to be with other people. They constantly have to be doing other things, doing stuff to forget to not be alone with their own thoughts, or like live with people because they can't live by, like, some people, I didn't know this was a thing. Some people literally can't be alone.
Can't be alone.
Like them being alone with themselves, with their own thoughts is like petrifying to them. But here's the thing, if you're one of those people, you have to face yourself. To be the strongest, most confident person and to actually know what your passion is, you have to really sit and face yourself.
I know we mentioned like the hard parts of being a mom, but also that's another thing. It's like you have to kind of create a pocket of peace for yourself.
Yes.
And I'm really lucky that the people surrounding me, my village, do still want me to have that time for myself, and they help me to be able to have those moments. So for me, it's like, you see, I still go to Pilates.
Yes.
My walks are literally life-changing. And that's one of the main things I tell new moms. I'm like, pop the baby in a stroller and go on a walk. You know, that's one thing. That's one activity. That's one workout that you can do while having your kids join in.
Yeah.
And it's like the most beautiful thing. You pop in your headphones, listen to a podcast, audiobook, and I swear those 45 minutes, I think that's something that's really intimidating too, is people look at like time and they're like, well, I don't have time today.
Yeah.
Because they are so busy, which is true, but
it is.
Don't underestimate how much just 15 minutes of peace, setting your alarm to wake up 15 minutes earlier, and just laying and existing there for a second.
I feel that I will be one of those people.
You have to.
Yeah.
Honestly, as a parent, when you wake up lately, I've just been sleeping in and letting the kids be my alarm clock. It's the worst. You wake up, like you haven't even brushed your teeth yet and you're catering to other people. But it's like, if you wake up even 30 minutes before and do your skincare, brush your teeth, and like change your clothes, it just completely shifts the tone. And that's the thing too. It's like, being a parent is a job at the end of the day.
It is.
You should treat it just like you would a job. You wouldn't just wake up and go to work without getting yourself together. So why is it that we normalize as a parent being like disheveled? And then we're like, what's the word? Overstimulated. Because I'm like, oh my God, I have a million things to do. Yeah, I haven't even gotten to myself yet. So that really is like, that's one of the biggest life hacks as a parent. It's hard because, again, you have to discipline yourself, because at the same time, you're like, I want to stay up later and watch a movie or whatever, which you can. It's like, you have to pick and choose. That's the thing about being a parent. It's like, you don't have the luxury of just having like the whole day to yourself anymore. I mean, other than work, of course, but it's like, you have to take some and lose some. Like, you have to pick your battles, you know?
Even if it's not every single day, if it's just once a week, 15 minutes once a week, I feel like, you know, a busy schedule is a busy schedule, but that's when you get your family members to help in. Like, listen,
not everybody has that.
Yeah.
That's what I hate. Not everybody has that.
Yeah.
So,
but also, you can't pour from an empty cup.
I know.
You really can't. So it's like, whatever you have to do, even if you can get like a friend to watch, you know, kids, or, I mean, I don't know if I'm overstepping right now because I don't have experience of being a mom. So I don't want to give my 2 cents on that. That's more you. But I do feel that alone time is very important, regardless of how long it is. Even if it's a quick 15 minutes of you to recharge and just be, you know, at peace with yourself before you give to other people. Because I find that sometimes when I'm here and I'm overstimulated, like let's say I was working and then I went to my workout and I was doing stuff, and then, you know, my niece and nephew comes to me, I'm so disheveled that I feel like I can't give them my best auntie self to them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I would hate for my nieces and nephews to have the memory of me of like, oh, auntie was really stressed, or auntie was like this. Like, I really try my best to give my best to people. And I'm at a place, I really got to know myself, you guys. So I'm at a place where I just know, you know, like sometimes when you ask me like, Yas, do you want to go to dinner? And I'm like too stressed out or I have too much going on that day. I'm like, no, can we go this day? Because I don't want to go to dinner with like an attitude or tired or like not engaging with you, because I want to give my best self to you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's part of it. You have to have boundaries.
Yeah.
And you have to, honestly, you have to put yourself on a schedule.
Yes.
Mother,
a schedule is...
parent or not.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be on some sort of routine to feel like you're on top of... That's the thing for me. Whenever I feel like I'm drowning it's because there's no structure. When there's no structure, it's like, it feels like you're in this bottomless pit, like this dark hole, and there's no way out.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing for me. It's like planning the night before. We mentioned this in a previous episode, but it's like having a plan.
Yes.
And making sure you have like all your ducks in a row. But again, I just really feel for parents. And that's the thing I always tell my friends, like, give yourself grace. Like, if you still have a child in diapers, like, how are you expecting to be so on top of your life?
Oh my gosh,
like,
I know.
That's the thing. I feel like I'm just now reaching the finish line, and my twins are almost 2. It's not like I had a baby last week, and I'm like, let's start this podcast.
I admire mothers. I feel that that's the thing. We don't look at motherhood and having babies as anything big or like a job. It really is. It takes so much. It takes so much. And I'm telling you, I always thought that, but just seeing it in action from my sister, it's like a whole nother like newfound respect. Like, I could only imagine like what women are going through that don't have a team. Like, you are blessed with a team, at least, you know? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's like, even though you want to take time for yourself, like, your kids are your most loved, you know, prized, you know, people in your life. So you definitely want to be there for them too. You know
what? I think it's great. It's interesting that you said that, how you weren't really aware of it until you became a mom yourself, which is why I think it's so important that we talk about it. Because let's say somebody's listening to this right now and them and their partner are family planning and thinking about having a baby. Like, these are the conversations to have.
Yeah.
These are the things, these are the expectations you should have with your partner. When I have our baby, when we have a child together, I still need time for my weekly workout.
Yes.
I still need time for this. So either we need to adjust your work schedule, or we need to make sure that we have help already lined up, or we have the daycare or school that we want to send our child to. Like, this should all be a conversation before you have children, because again, it's not a one person job.
It's not.
It takes 2 to make a child. So it takes minimum 2 people to raise one child.
Yes.
So that's the thing. I don't understand how we look down on women for outsourcing and having help and this, that, and the third, because look at it again, it's a job itself. Like, look at a company. You think it's just a one person company? No, there's there's roles, there's a team. So I just hate that we just don't view motherhood as that, which is why I think it's important that we bring that to people's attentions. Like, let this be conversations with your partner. I know girls do that. They're like, I'm not getting pregnant unless I have a night nurse, I have a nanny lined up, and you have every right to say that to your partner.
Yeah.
Don't ever feel like you're overstepping or you don't deserve that. These are conversations to have before we get to that point.
I do feel that the woman is the emotional center of the home. And if the woman of the home is disheveled, not feeling herself, not feeling at her best or working towards becoming her best, that's when the emotional center of the home just collapses. Yeah. So I feel that it's very, very important for women to feel their best. And I know that after, you know, having babies and trying to balance everything and get to know yourself again as now a mom is like a whole new thing. And it's like you really have to, if you have a team, if you're blessed enough with a team, let them know that this is what I need to do to feel like myself again.
It's interesting that you say finding yourself again, but I feel like when you become a parent, you're never going to be that version of yourself again.
I know.
It's like, honestly, it's almost like the old version of you died. You need to get to know a whole nother person.
But what do you do when you love this version of you? Like, what do you do?
Again, it's so different because I became a mom so young.
Yeah.
So it's like, I kind of just had to roll with the punches and figure myself out. Like, just naturally as a woman in my early 20s, I would have had to figure out who I was, but I did it with kids. So again, like, I bet that's so different. Being older, it's like you're kind of you're confident in yourself, you're established. So I'm going to be really interested to see when you become a mom. Like,
I'm really interested too. I'm definitely going to be one of those people like, this is what I need after. Okay.
You have every right. You're using my womb.
Yes.
These are the conditions, the requirements.
Yeah, no, listen, I do not ever want to lose myself. One quote that I've heard that always stuck to me is, I will not set myself on fire in order to keep you warm.
Ooh, and that's a good one.
It's a quote that always sticks with me. I'm not sure where I heard this, but like, it's not fair to yourself, because at the end of the day, you have a responsibility to yourself as a human being. You are here for a reason. You have a purpose here for a reason, and don't ever neglect yourself for other people. Not saying that you shouldn't be a great mom, wife, sister, daughter, any of those things, but you have a responsibility to yourself first. And like the example, I always hear this example, like when a plane is crashing, you're supposed to put your mask on first before you help other people, because then you will disintegrate and then you're not helping anybody else either. And your cup has to always be full. If your cup is not full, if it's half empty and you start pouring from that cup, there's going to be no more water left in it. You will literally just die, you know? So your cup has to be full in order to help other people.
Yeah.
And you have to, whatever that is for you, whether, you know, if you want to work on your hobbies, if that makes you feel amazing, if you want to get back to work and that will make you feel amazing, if you want to start working out a certain way, that will make you feel amazing. Whatever that is for you, make sure that you, before, you know, having kids and taking that step in your life, you're communicating that to the people around you, you know?
Again, you're in control. Like, you're the one carrying the baby.
Yeah.
So it's like you have every right to operate in the way that you see fit. And that's the thing. Like, I don't like the whole judging other moms, because all of us are different. We all have different things that fill up our cup or that make us feel good. Again, I am an extroverted person. I like seeing my friends. I like going out. I like to party. I like to go to a nice restaurant. Like, not everybody feels that way. Some women, their cup gets filled just as much as that by sitting at home and watching a movie. And that's okay. But why are you able to judge me for the ways that I like to have fun, and I can't judge you for the ways you like to have fun?
I feel that this is it's not a good comparison for women that have kids really young, because you still are learning life.
I know.
You still haven't experimented with life.
Your life
still
isn't
haven't
over.
Like, for example, okay, let's say, for example, when I was, you know, in my early 20s, I was going out to dinners with my friends or whatever. Let's say I have a kid next year and I don't go out at all, but you are going out. Is that even a fair comparison with our age difference?
Yeah.
It's really not, because when I was, you know, your age, I was going out. I have a million memories I can talk about now, but you chose to have kids at a different time than me. So does that mean that you get to lose out on those memories?
Apparently it's a death sentence. I didn't know this, because moms aren't allowed to be happy if you didn't know that. You know, I think it'd be good to do a whole episode on comparison.
Yes.
Because that stuff drives me crazy. Because I'm like, I don't judge others. Why judge me?
Yeah.
And again, at the end of the day, kids go to sleep. Like, whatever I choose to do. Like, last night we all went out to dinner, and like we went out like
after
11.
the kids went to sleep.
Literally, the kids went to bed and we went out. Like, what is that?
And it's usually like before we go out, like we're over at the house, like
Waiting
playing with the kids, playing Play-Doh. I was like playing Play-Doh with the KK.
Right. I know.
And then they go to sleep.
It's just very
and it's just
narrow-minded views.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And it makes me feel icky when other women talk about other women, especially them as a mother. I don't like that at all. Like, who are we to judge? We as women know how much we go through. So why do we feel that we have the right to speak on others?
Yes. I also feel that it's just a cultural difference. I feel like in the Western world, it's all about you have a kid and it's really mostly up to the mom and it's just mom and dad. Whereas in the Eastern world, like with our culture, when you have a baby, the aunts, the uncles, the grandparents, the neighbors, the mailman, they all come over and help out. It's like a big community there where it's like a kid is born, like let's all teach him stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But here, I feel like it's so isolating.
It is.
I feel like the Western world is so isolating when it comes to that.
And so many moms and women, I'm not going to keep saying moms because it's kind of like across the board. So many people feel so lonely. And it's like,
don't get me wrong. When I say alone time, I'm not saying like go in a cave and never, but it's just having time to yourself.
Like set boundaries.
Boundaries. Yes, that's what I mean. Like having set time to yourself where you're not constantly with other people. But I do feel like a community is very important just as human beings.
Yeah, we are.
You know?
Like we're mammals. Look at all other mammals. They live in a pack.
Like tribe. Yeah.
There's a tribe, there's a pack. But for some reason, we almost glamorize the idea. Struggle
Yes.
being by yourself. Like it's a good thing. I don't trust nobody. Like it's not a good thing. You
Yeah,
know,
it's really
like we need community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this video came up on it's called X now, like Twitter, and it showed like one of their neighbors like got sick, and it was like the Ring camera footage, and it showed like all the different neighbors coming, like one person was like holding flowers, one person was holding chocolates, and I'm like, that's the stuff that makes my heart happy. Like we need to all have each other's back at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And this is the one last thing I'm going to say about motherhood, because I know we have some moms watching this. Your kids are going to get older one day. Like even now, Kayvon at 4 years old is so much easier than a year and a half, 2 years old. Like one day they're going to get older. One day they're going to go to school. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. So if you're in the thick of it, again, life is in seasons. This is a hard season right now. It's not the rest of your life. Your time will come.
Yes, I do agree with that. And this is like from a lot of my friends that, you know, their parents made sacrifices for their kids. When their kids do go off to school or they find their own interests, it's just the parent now feels so empty and like doesn't have their own, you know, doesn't have their own set of passions or nothing. And you almost, like my friends, like I had this one friend in particular, she felt guilty leaving for college. She's like, what will my mom do? What will my family do? And it's such a burden on the kid too, you know, because kids want to find themselves as well. So it's just like you know, I feel like with life and motherhood, again, I don't want to overstep boundaries. So take this with a grain of salt. But I feel like it's a balance. It's a balance of still having your own identity and being a mother rather than I'm just a mom or I'm just this. Like, I feel like especially as women, we can wear so many hats. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a blessing for the kid themselves if you are pouring into yourselves, because I'm sure the kid wants to see their mom in their passions or in their careers.
I would have loved it.
You know, hobbies.
We had parents who were like, our life is for you. And honestly, I would have loved if mom had like side hobbies and passions and stuff that we could have like done together.
Some people are blessed where their work is their passion, which is great. But you know, some people, even stay-at-home moms, I hear a lot of times stay-at-home moms are like, oh, so what am I going to do? Whereas I remember back when I was growing up, mama's friends were mostly all stay-at-home as well. And they were taking like baking classes, they were taking art classes, piano classes, like just hobbies, the ice skating or whatever, cooking classes. There were literally so many hobbies there, like so many classes that you can take.
You know, one of my dreams, I always said it, one of my dreams is to make a women's only like lifestyle wellness gym, not like just a gym. I'm talking blowouts, lymphatic drainage massages, sauna with 24-hour childcare.
Yes.
Like think about, you can go get a blowout with childcare next door. Like that is like my dream, is to have like this facility for women. And I want to have like monthly meetups, like for women to like clubs. And like, that's one of my favorite things is community. That's one of my favorite parts of having my masterclass that I did a while ago, was the fact that so many girls made friends and that like we had this Discord group for like girls to talk and they followed each other. I love that. I love that sense of community. I hate isolation. Like that's, again, one of my dream passion projects. Maybe in the future I could do that. But it's like, imagine having a space where women like had reliable childcare at any time of the day, and they could come work out, do their hair, meet up with their friends for like a smoothie. I don't know. But
you know what's crazy? I feel like some gyms do offer childcare.
They do, but they're still like 12 to 2 on a Saturday. Like, come on.
No, but remember like the one that we went
to? They do. After COVID, a lot of them went away.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently like the childcare aspect wasn't making them much money. They were actually losing money with it. So they kind of got rid of it.
Okay.
So, and also for me, it's just funny because this whole discourse between stay-at-home mom and working mom, we never say that about men. Like, it's just like, a dad is a dad.
Right.
But why is it like stay-at-home mom, working mom, Range Rover mom? I don't know. Like,
I want to say this. I don't feel that one is above the other.
I know.
I feel that a mom, a woman should choose exactly how she wants to live her life. And there's nothing wrong with either of it. It's just different. Right.
Your own path.
And I feel that the worst thing you could do is judge.
Yep.
But at the same time, I ask myself, if you're that happy with your choices, why are you judging? Because happy people don't judge.
I don't judge.
That's one thing I learned about happy people that love their lives, that love what they're doing. rarely ever judge other people. Judgment is really only made from a place of negativity. It's from a place of you not feeling good, so you don't want another person to feel good. So that's my question. Whenever I hear someone be like judge and criticize another woman for her choices, I'm like, well, are you happy with your own choices?
My thing is, if you're not hurting anybody, it's one thing if a mom's choices is like hurting her children.
Well, yes,
that's different. But it's like, again, some women, we love our work.
Yes.
You could take away all the income from social media. I won't post as often, but I'm gonna still be posting. I love it. I love taking pictures. I love the creative aspect. So it's just like really unfair. Like some of us like what we do.
I know.
You know, so why do we get punished for it?
Yeah, I don't think that you think you get punished for it.
Not punished, but yeah, I get comments like, let's say I'm at a brand event. It's like NAZ'S isn't with her kids again. But when I was with them the entire day before I left for an event.
That's the thing, you guys. Like, you guys don't really know a person's life.
I know.
Like, you guys see what people want to share.
I wish the people that judged would film a day in their life and send it to me so I can sit there and critique every little thing. Yeah. Just like they do for us. It's like, so it's not fair because it's like, again, they get to watch us and say whatever they want, but they get to hide behind a computer screen. And
I mean, it comes with it. Like,
it's just, you
have to kind of brush it off. But I'm just saying that, like, I personally don't feel like one should be above the other. I feel that the best women are happy women, happy moms. What makes you happy? Is working making you happy? God bless, go work. Does staying at home make you happy? Stay home. Go work. Like that's the thing. It's just whatever makes a woman happy. That's all that is important, regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like some people genuinely don't want to work and want to pour into their home more or pour into their hobbies. Some people are not blessed enough that their hobbies make an income. So are they just supposed to give up their hobby and, you know, have to go do a certain thing? That's what I don't like. When a person is unhappy, that's what I don't like. But like in your case, if that fulfills you, because you would be an unhappy mother, you would be unhappier if you weren't doing what you're doing.
Right.
We live in a beautiful time where we do have more say and we do get to choose now, you know, especially with social media. I feel like a lot of women like are able to turn their passions and their hobbies into something that generates an income.
So many stay-at-home moms now took on social media and now they're getting that extra revenue monthly from that. So
and
again,
I love it.
I know, I do too. That's what I'm saying. As much of the like flaws we have in this day and age, it really is a beautiful time. I mean, that's the thing, like true feminism isn't us fighting for the right to work. It's our right to choose.
Yes.
For it to be a choice. So I do think like when you look at it from a more positive standpoint, like you said, there is a lot more opportunity for us. And not even that, guys, we live in a time where we have so much free education.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Mel with these cameras, he was watching a tutorial on YouTube, completely free. Like, people didn't used to have that before. You had to either pay for courses, pay for classes, get a degree.
Like the stuff that you were saying in the beginning about beauty or even skin. You guys, like I mentioned in another podcast, my whole weight loss came from my own research. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we have access to so much information now that we really didn't have to. And I love the sense of community that we have. You know, people a lot of times look at social media as a bad thing, but it's such a beautiful thing if you look at how much information we have. Right. If you want to learn a certain makeup trick, you can go learn it right now on YouTube. If you want to know like a certain, I don't know, like skincare, hair, outfits, whatever, it's just all out there for us. And it's beautiful.
It really is. Let's wrap up this episode. Just like quick rapid fire of like, what are some of our passions?
You know what it is? I feel like I talk about it enough. I really found my passion with Pilates. I really, really love doing that. But one passion that I'm excited to take up is cooking. I love to cook, but it's not fun when you're alone.
I feel like you never...
Naz, I've cooked.
Okay, well, you can come to my house and cook for us anytime.
Yeah, I want to. But that's one, like, I feel like I'll get so much more excited when I have a family of my own. Yeah. And like cooking for like my man, that would be fun.
It's fun until your kids throw your hard cooked meal on the floor and say, I don't like it, mommy. Guys, this is just so funny on that topic. So Yasmin always brags to everybody she meets that she makes the greatest lasagna. Okay, lasagna. As her sister of 25 years, I have never once taken a bite out of lasagna.
Listen, I would make it for the guys that I was dating, and they loved it.
Man.
They loved it.
Okay, well, we need you to
Should I get them on the phone right now?
I need you to make me the lasagna so I can be the judge.
Okay. We're going to make lasagna.
So when you tell people you make amazing
and
lasagna,
we'll eat it on what my sis said.
Literally. That's our next episode. Yes. I need a lasagna on this table and for us to eat it. Because I'm like, I would love to hop in the convo and be like, yeah, dude, her lasagna knocks your socks off. But I've never had this. Okay, so
first of all, you know, mom is an amazing cook and she's the one that taught me. So, yeah.
You know, one thing mom always adds to all of her food is curry powder. There's curry in it, isn't there?
No, actually.
Turmeric or curry?
Maybe, yeah, in the sauce.
I feel like mom, when she makes spaghetti or whatever, there's like turmeric.
Yeah. That's her like little seasoning. But yeah, that's something I'm really excited. And I'm more excited about making like cute like desserts. No, I used to make cute desserts when we lived in Ohio, like cookies and like all of that.
Little like nutter butter
I want to be
snowman.
one of those moms.
I think too. We should take a cooking class. We did for like Mel's birthday a long time ago.
Yeah.
But that'd be fun for us to do.
Yeah.
I think one of my passions, I feel like I talk about it now all the time, is my walks.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like one of those people. I've gone to like 4 or 5 miles on one.
Yeah.
I can't get into running.
Yeah.
Girl, my boobs and my butt, like on both sides when I run, is like one slapping me in the face. One is like, I can't. Yeah. So for me, I'm probably walking. I don't know. I feel like I'm saying more of things I'm like into.
Do you feel like makeup is still your passion? Like how it used to be?
Yeah, I still love makeup. It's just hard to find the time to sit and like
do your makeup,
do my makeup, but I still love makeup. I still love like cosmetics and makeup. I don't know. Again, it's so hard because like a lot of my passions intertwine with my job. So I'm trying to think like what's something that's like not in my job. I love creative direction. I love like putting together like a photo shoot or a set. But again, that kind of ties in with my job.
I love interior design.
Oh yeah.
I really love it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What else? Can you think of anything for me?
Passion for you. I can't think of anything. I feel like makeup is really big for you.
Yeah,
it always
like
has
my job.
Been. Yeah.
I'm so boring.
Skincare.
Yeah, I'm into skincare. I don't know.
Yeah.
Guys, again, like I'm still figuring it out.
I mean, I have a passion and you know this, but I haven't really like done it in a while, dancing.
Yeah.
I love to dance.
Used to be in her room, blasting her music, dancing in front of you. Like your closets were mirrored.
Yes.
So I remember it, like you're in front of your closet, like just
dancing all night.
For hours and hours and hours.
Yeah. I actually took a couple dance classes in Miami, which I really love. They're just far.
Oh, yeah.
So I just stopped going.
We should go to
We should.
I did not have that rhythm. I grew up doing ballet, so I'm very stiff. That's my problem. Like back straight, feet pointed, stiff.
No, I took like some really good like classes in my. We should go next time you come. We should just go.
I know that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Wait, I just thought of it because now I'm thinking of classes I took. I love acting.
Yes.
Just got a little hard once I had babies. Like y'all, my mind is so jumbled up with so many things. It's hard for me to remember a script right now.
Yeah.
Like, but I would love to get back into it eventually. Pole. Remember, I loved pole.
Yeah.
Pole is so hard.
You do need quite a bit of arm strength.
It's so hard, but so fun, but so hard. Part of me was like, I stopped going when I got pregnant with the twins. And I was like, I'm going to get in shape first and then go back to pole because I don't want to waste my time going to pole and I have no strength.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive. It's like $30, $40 a class. So I was like, I'm going to get like strong first and then go.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe I'll get back into it one day.
You did really well too.
Really?
I've never taken a pole class.
Oh, it would hurt. You bruise so easily.
I know.
That's
one thing about me, you guys. I bruise like I nick
like an
my
apple.
like the smallest thing makes me bruise.
Yeah.
What else is our passion?
This podcast.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Guys, we love this podcast.
We do.
We're like always talking about it.
I'm so happy we decided to do this.
Me too.
I knew I would love it, but I love it even more than I thought I was gonna love it.
Same. No, like we're just so happy with the turnout.
Yeah.
Like I'm still over our launch party.
I know.
Like that was insane. Like we did that
I know.
on our own.
That launch party, like when we walked in, we were like,
Wow.
Because we didn't see it in person until we walked in and we're just like, this is beautiful.
Even like our photo shoot for it.
Yes.
Like again, guys, it's all just our team. Like me and you, like Mel.
It's all creative.
Brittany,
Like the outfits was all us.
Yeah.
The
Like
hair,
it's not like we had like a stylist and like a big
No.
production company behind us.
Yeah.
It's literally just us. And I feel like it really shows the growth in our career and how much we've learned. Like I've learned so much and I move so differently now than I used to.
Yeah.
And it's just it's like I know I'm alignment. I feel like alignment is a huge part of finding your passion.
Yeah.
When things just align for you.
Yes, I do agree.
I do think it's hard for me to say that because I do think you should fight for what you want. But I also think when things just kind of fall into place, it might not happen right away. It might take years, but I truly believe in divine timing. And when things are meant for you, they will happen for you.
I always say this, that it's never a no, it's just a not right now.
Right. Just like we could have, like when we wanted to start our podcast back in 2020 and it wasn't working out. Imagine if we were like, oh, the podcast isn't in the cards for us.
Yeah.
We weren't meant to do it. That's why.
And I feel that if at that time we would have forced it, it would have never been this. Never.
Right.
It probably wouldn't even been a set like this. Like this is like experience. You know what I'm saying? Creating all of this. Even our launch party, it was all experience.
Right. We probably wouldn't have even had a launch party in 2020.
Yeah.
It was COVID, first of all, but
we
weren't even moving in the ways that we move now. Like it's just different. Like everything is just so different.
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, on that note, guys, I think we're going to wrap up this episode.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys. And we'll see you again on our next What My Sis Said episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.